Welcome to the show. This is your host, June Archer, here at the Winner Circle with my good friend. You could call her what you want, but I'm going to tell you right now, you better start calling her Queen. Welcome to the show, Naturi Naughton. Naturi, how are you doing, sis?
Thank you. I'm good. I can't complain. Excited for my show to premiere and for the world to see the queens. And life has been good. Just busy, busy, working.
Now, for those who don't know, who've been under a rock, you are no longer just Tasha St. Patrick. You are now Jill, aka The Thrill, alongside Brandy, Eve, and Nadine Velasquez playing Queens on ABC. Now, we caught you rapping as Lil Kim, but
Yes.
now you are back. They have brought back these 40-year-old women who used to be in a group back in their prime as
hmm
moms, wives. How does it feel to see you guys play these images after being in a rap group and now kind of make a resurgence after a song goes viral on the radio?
It's a complex question. It feels great. I mean, the characters are getting a second chance to live their dreams. And I know many women, I mean, obviously, I'm the youngest one in the cast. I'm not quite in my 40s yet, but I do know what it feels like to have to reinvent yourself. And also, just sometimes when you feel discouraged. So I feel like this character of Jill definitely is different than Tasha. When you see this, it definitely has, the hip hop elements that I used to play Little Kim, which was so much fun. So for me, it was just a chance to show people how different I can be as an actress, how versatile. And I just think a lot of people will believe in themselves, be inspired, go after your dreams. It doesn't matter if you're 40, 50, 80, whatever that dream is, it's still possible.
And for those who are going to be so excited about watching the show, what does Jill, without giving it away, how is what Jill represents going to allow people to actually dial back and really fall in love with her character?
I think Jill represents such a good question. I feel like she represents a person who is trying to be honest with themselves and they're struggling with their faith. She has struggles with her sexuality. This character is representing anyone who doesn't know if they can be their true self. Jill is a prime example that you can be all of your true self and still be loved, still be faithful, still be an artist. And I think that's one of my characters' struggle. Can she be this hip hop rap artist? And she's very heavy in her church. And so I think it's an interesting balance. So I think people will see that you can do that.
Now, you have had to, as you mentioned, reinvent yourself. You went from being in a girl group to
Yeah.
actually coming back and playing this powerful character as Tasha St. Patrick.
Thank
And you
you.
had some things here and there. Little Kim, we just mentioned. For you with Jill now, she has to lean on faith. For you, in those times of struggle, in those times when you had to reinvent yourself, what did you lean on?
Ooh. Honestly, my faith, my family, my friends, it's like the triple F's: faith, family, and friends. One of my best friends, who Melissa, has literally been my rock through all of my ups and downs of my career. My parents have also been that. My brother, my circle of church community. Honestly, it's just keeping your faith in God for me, because I knew that even though it was hard to reinvent myself, I knew that if I stayed faithful and if I remained focused and if I did my work, I would get another chance outside of the group Thrill W, outside of, the music business. I got a chance to be on Broadway, change my life. So doing hairspray, excuse me, it definitely changed my trajectory in my career. So,
Now, are you still in love with music? This gives you the opportunity to be in front of the camera as an artist. When did you fall out of love with music? only for you to find out you never really fell out of love with it. You just were waiting for the proper platform and environment to showcase your talent. Was it
Yeah,
Hairspray?
I never fell out of love with music. I just fell out of love with the music business.
Ah,
Honestly, that's what it was. I realized the music business was kind of, it was traumatic for me. It was never any balance. I wasn't getting paid. I was being taken advantage of. Child, it's a whole lot. But but I did realize that when I got on Broadway, that there was a way that I could still love music and do music and not be in the music business. So I would say when I was in Hairspray for 3 years, it started to give me this resurgence of wow, I can sing, dance, and act on stage and do this all together. Like what? So when I booked movies like Notorious or Fame, it let me know that my talent and my desire to share that talent was still very valuable, still very needed. And I was booking, different projects that had musical base in it, like Queens, for example. So it just let me know that I didn't fall out of love with music. I just did. I just needed to be with the right people in the right business of it all.
now you have the opportunity. I know you've known them for years, Eve and Brandy. How was it working alongside these two amazing women who have put so much work into the business and of music?
Yeah.
You get the chance to be on screen with them and really in one of these scenes, without giving it away, you guys are spitting fire. Like, how was it vibing with them? Not just as just sisters, but just being able to cut loose. Because I know that it wasn't a serious minute on that set at all. Couldn't be.
You couldn't. What'd you say?
It couldn't be a serious minute on that set when you guys were filming.
What do you
You
mean?
guys had to been having so much fun
Oh
that
yeah, yeah, yeah. We do have a lot of fun, but I actually did not know Brandy and Eve before this, which is kind of funny. You know how you know people in the business because I met Eve on the TRL tour when I was a teenager. We actually were on the MTV TRL tour together 20 years ago.
wow.
What are the odds that I would be on a TV show with her? So she's amazing. Working with her is phenomenal. Working with Brandy is amazing. I've always looked up to Brandy. I used to study her harmonies and her just the vocal Bible herself. I can't believe I'm like spitting rhymes next to Brandy. Like what? So for me, it was exciting. We are so fun together, and Nadine does a great job, even though she doesn't have any musical background. She's killing it. The chemistry is real, June. Like it feels like I've met sisters that I always wanted. It feels like the artistry chemistry. It just clicks. When we go in that booth, when we go in dance rehearsal, it just clicks. We don't have to try to be a group. We just are. And I think that's what the audience is going to love when they see Queens, that it feels very natural and organic.
And it seems as though you guys are very intentional in this show. The name of the rap group was called Bad Itches.
Nasty
Nasty.
bitches.
So you guys now will come together and be called Queens. How important is it to change that narrative to show women of color, especially, and just young women, that you can be your organically dope self without all the drama?
Yeah, I think that's so important. I think when in the 90s and when the group was popular in the show, we were trying to take that word and flip it on its head. And, because there was so many men were dictating hip hop. And a lot of people, use the word, bitch or whatever. And it was like by calling ourselves the Nasty Bees, it was their way of saying, like, well, we're going to own it. We got this. If you're going to call us that anyway, we might as well do it in our own little flavor. But as the group grows up and matures, well, as the women mature, you'll see like, oh, that name doesn't even fit us anymore. We're queens, like we are royalty. And I want all the young women out there who watch this to see like, you don't have to be, a bee. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be extra or drama or create things that aren't real. Just be your authentic self, because who you are is enough. Who you are is a queen. Who you are is royalty. So I think that's what the queens in the show realize.
For those who are going to be excited about this, I saw the first episode. I'm so excited for all four of you. Have never met Nadine, but she comes off so authentic, so
Yeah,
dope.
it's
Her
great.
spirit, you kind of just take to her spirit. What do you hope people walk away from the first episode to be able to make? Because we know that sometimes this word may turn people off, right?
Mm.
Some of the stuff is in your face and purposely. What do you want people to walk away from after seeing the first episode?
I think that's it's so many things, and I've thought about this. I hope people walk away from our show with a feeling of being reinvigorated, with a feeling of escapism from the world, of constantly talking about COVID and death. And so much has happened in the last year, so much pain, and so much, I think, negative things in the world. I hope that this show reinvigorates people's spirit, gives them some joy and laughter, which is always nice, a nice break from the real world. And I hope the show also inspires people to go after their dreams again. A lot of times we sacrifice when we have children or get married, or, our careers take the back burner. And I hope that when people watch Queens, they feel like, you know what, I can still do what I came to do on this earth. Whatever that is, whatever your purpose, please live it out and don't let life go by without taking a second chance.
Now, I have to ask you this. You've reinvented yourself. You had the opportunity to live your dream, live your purpose. A lot of people don't have that opportunity. A lot of people allow the roadblocks and the detours
Yeah,
to
it's not
kind of
easy. I don't
get
blame
them
them.
off
It's
their
hard.
path. For you, you say you have a circle around you, and this show is called the Winner Circle. For you, for those who are looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, to to want to witness the glass half full instead of half empty, what is the best piece of advice that you've been given that you could share today that could allow someone to see that light at the end of the tunnel and look at that glass half full?
Mm. Oh, I love that it's called the winner's circle, because that's just keeping good people around you. The
Mm.
advice that I would give to anyone who may need to, hear that or be encouraged is to not worry so much about what other people think about you, because a lot of people are projecting themselves and their issues and their insecurities onto you. And then if you carry that, like, hold on, no, that's too much. Be your authentic self and recognize that your uniqueness is what's going to make you special. I think so many people are worried about trying to look like somebody or be like somebody or literally have the same body. It's what makes you unique that makes you special. So I would say embrace your uniqueness and don't worry so much about what people think about you, because they got issues too. Trust me.
Mm. The grass ain't always greener on the other side, as they say.
Amen. That's so true.
After all these years, what continues to motivate you?
Ooh, my daughter. I have a 4-year-old. So in the recent years, I've been really, I think, more motivated since becoming a mother. All these years, I think my fans, people who have literally stuck with me since I was a teenager in 3LW, those fans who go way back to like 1999, 2000, 2001, they're like, we have been following you and watching you. And I'm like, what? So that honestly makes me feel like I'm doing what I should be doing. I'm here with purpose. I'm hopefully encouraging the next generation. And also, just having love in my life, my fiance, a support system, like I said, my family, my parents. It really does matter when you have good people around you. That keeps me going, because there are days when I am exhausted. There are days when I want to give up. There are days when I'm like, this is too much. It's too hard. And if it wasn't for my beautiful baby girl and looking at her face, being able to do what I do for her, and my family and loved ones, it really is what keeps me going.
Now, I just had the opportunity to start the June Archer School of Arts, where I teach kids about
Oh,
the
wonderful.
business of music and all the
Beautiful.
jobs that are in there that are sustainable. What would you say to the kids if they're watching right now about following their dreams in arts and entertainment that will allow them to dream the possible and the impossible?
Yes, I love that you're doing that. And I'm very passionate about talking to young people who want to pursue, this career. I will just give you guys the real truth. There's going to be a lot of no's before you get to a yes. And if you just push through those no's and stay encouraged and focus on your job and what you are here to do, you will get to a yes. Remember that rejection is a part of the game. So I think a lot of people think, oh, I just want to be a singer. I want to be an actress. I want to be famous. I'm going to pop up and it's going to be all good. Do you know how many people told me I wasn't good enough? I didn't look good enough. I wasn't tall enough. I was too dark or not dark enough or light too, not light enough, whatever it is. I embrace that because it's a part of the journey. So rejection is part of it. Taking those no's to get to a yes and be fearless. I moved from New Jersey to Los Angeles and drove my car across country. And and it has paid off. But you got to take risks. You have to. So be fearless, take risks, be yourself, and just make sure that you recognize that it's not always going to be good. There's going to be bad days too. You just got to get through those to get to the good ones.
And how important is it for us to bring back music into our schools in a different form? We're teaching DJing, we're teaching graphic design and
Oh,
filmmaking,
wow.
as well as the business of music. For the parents and the educators, how important is it that we allow our kids to grow in these School of Arts programs to be their best authentic selves?
So important. I grew up in, Catholic school, but I always had music class. I went to a performing arts school, Newark Community School of the Arts, on the weekends in Newark, New Jersey. I studied dance. I mean, if there was all of those things in schools and putting music back into the schools, into the curriculum, our young people would exercise a part of their brains that they don't get to exercise in just a math class or a chemistry class or social study or whatever. There is something very unique about what music does for our social abilities, our ability to connect with people of all different backgrounds, genre. It transcends race, language, background, etc. So if we focus on putting music back into schools, we actually are building the next generation to have a better hold on themselves. It's an identity builder. It also gives confidence and self-esteem. So we need it.
Music is a soundtrack to our lives. And
Amen.
who better to ask than the vocalist who has been doing it for so many years? What song best represents your journey up to this point, or which artist embodies your journey up to this point?
Ooh, the first thing that just popped into my head, the song "I Will Survive." I think it's Donna Summers. Is that Donna Summers?
Or
Uh,
Gloria Gaynor?
or Glory. Oh, yes, maybe I get mixed up. It's an old school song. Sorry,
How
but
does it go? How does it go?
yeah, I will survive. Hey, hey. Um, I'm just literally thinking of that part. I will survive. I don't know why I thought of that, but that song feels like it's me because of if I played it right now, I'd probably really be able to break it down. But it's a song about surviving no matter what. When you go through things, when you've been through life, and that is my journey. So I feel like I will survive is the first thing that pops in my head.
Naturi, thank you so much for your time. I'm so
Thank
excited
you.
about the premiere and what you're doing.
Me too.
Sis, you are a queen. And you
Thank
a bad
you.
chick too. You a bad chick too.
Oh, thank you.
But
Yes.
you are a
I
queen.
have two different sides. Trust me.
Listen, I know Natasha St. Patrick could come out at any time. So I
Oh,
get that piece.
anytime.
Listen, if y'all have been watching and listening, walk in your authentic selves. Be unapologetically dope. Follow your dreams and your passions. And most importantly, if you listen to what Naturi said, surround yourself with people who want to see you be great, that they have your back no matter what, no matter how many no's you get in order to get to that yes. They are there behind you, and they are the wind beneath
Amen.
your wings. So, Naturi, we love you. We thank you.
Thank
Like it,
you.
love it, share it, and listen. Never leave the opportunity open to tell somebody you love them. It may be the last opportunity you have to do so. I'm your
Amen.
host, June Archer. That's Naturi Naughton. Tuesdays, 10 p.m. on ABC. Check it out. It's the Queens. Thank y'all for
Thank
tuning in.
you. Thank you
Peace.
so much. This was fun. Peace.